In this presentation, we'll take a look at the use of Tennessen warnings for local government agencies in workplace investigations. Depending on the circumstances surrounding the allegations of wrongdoing, an agency may or may not need to provide employees with a formal notice prior to questioning them. A Tennessen warning communicates the rights of an individual asked to supply private or confidential data concerning himself or herself. The Tennessen warning is required under the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act. It's given at the point of data collection whenever the agency requests private or confidential data about an individual from that individual. When collecting this private or confidential data on employees, an agency is required to provide a warning or notice to the employee of why the data are being collected and how it intends to use the data, whether the employee can refuse to supply the data, and any consequences of either supplying or refusing to supply the data, and finally, the identity of the other persons or entities authorized by law to receive the data requested. If the employer does not provide a Tennessen warning but collects private or confidential data, strict limitations may be imposed on the use of that data. It's important to note the circumstances requiring a Tennessen warning are limited to those in which an agency is requesting data about the data subject from the data subject. It does not apply to situations in which the agency is asking an employee to provide other information such as a description of events witnessed by the employee or information on other employees. This includes managing performance of an individual. However, an agency is well advised to provide a Tennessen warning when conducting any workplace investigation, even if the intent is to simply ask the employee about workplace events arising in the scope of employment. This practice protects the employer should private or confidential data be volunteered by the employee, or if the questioning leads to a discussion of private or confidential matters about the employee.